There's a wide range of tools and calculators on the market to help people come into compliance with their tax obligations. In terms of monetization, the FPL calculator tool was just refreshed a few weeks ago with the new FPL tables for 2015. In its current state, the product could be packaged as a plugin or as a web service or subscription for insurance companies to use on their website to help calculate eligibility at a high level for certain means tests and social service programs. The subsidy management tool, however, is still in beta. The business model is actually being built through my technology and entrepreneurship class down at SCS, and it is, we currently have a working prototype, and we've identified the District of Columbia as a potential pilot state because they have the lowest, dead last in the nation, number of eligible enrollees who have not yet received financial assistance but are eligible, roughly 7,000 people out of 9,000. I've established contact with DC HealthLink, Director for Marketplace Innovation, and I'm going to have access to their consumer surveys in the short term and potential partnership opportunities in the long term. I'm also working with my mentor through Georgetown, Entrepreneurs in Residence, Rick Torn, who sits on the board of the Christianity Care System in Delaware, as an additional pilot state to sort of expand our product footprint. All right, 10 seconds. Here we go. I'm going to jump to the last slide and begin the opportunity in the Q&A. Next steps. Again, I'm going to be applying for the summer launch program just in a few weeks here. And although I'm the sole founder, I've got a great team of advisors around me, professors and mentors that helped me get to this point. So thank you for your time, and I'll take any questions that you have. Sister, brother-in-law.
Well, I could just say you're a really good presenter, because this is clearly incredibly complicated, and a lot of people, I'm sure their eyes might, glaze over when you see this much information, but you do a really great job. I would be, for the next round, the only thing I would say to do is, this is a different audience. We're all, here to look at different pieces of this. I would just cut it down a little bit, so that when we look at a slide, it's a lot less text, because you do such a great job talking through, that I was trying to read it and listen, and it was just, but clearly if this is a service area that is needed and you're far along in the process, I think you're gonna rock it. It's just, I would just, break it down.
Yeah, I should have taken my sister's advice on the shortening of the slides, but they had a hard deadline yesterday and I forget it and it was locked. Do you know if the next round we can modify our pitches and change the slides?
Yes. Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That would help. Oh, we have a demo.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for your feedback.
A little bit more about how you're going to differentiate yourself from the competitors, both on both sides.
Okay, so in the benefits eligibility space, there's not, the competition is already set. That's basically search engines to go find federal programs. You need to know what you're looking for before you go into those areas. So technically, from a competitive standpoint, it would be more like a partner, because we could use some of the data that they have to really build out these pilot states that have full state integration. There's one thing that I've learned in my experience, that when you've seen one state, you've only seen one state. Every state has different rules for eligibility, for Medicaid especially, and other programs of that nature. Now, on the marketplace subsidy side, and I think you're referring to this slide here. On the right-hand side, again, there's a lot of information out there about this stuff. It's all over the news right now. All these estimates are coming out. So again, I'm not really looking at these guys as much as competitors. I think the only competitors I really have in this space are the tax services companies, because those are the multi-billion-dollar corporations that are selling products to the mass public, and low to moderate income consumers typically can't afford those types of packages, nor would they want to pay for any kind of service. And of course, the IRS has their own sort of stuff too, with free filing and low income assistance and things of that nature. So although these guys are competitors, because this is an emerging market, everybody on this list is going to be a potential partner and somebody that I would reach out to for additional guidance. And I'm telling you right now, with my experience giving the 30 or 40 cold calls I made last week to all these agencies, letting somebody know you're a student at Georgetown, you're working on a project for the ACA, goes a long way. So contacting these agencies is not the problem. Figuring out how they fall into that partner versus competitor is going to be my next challenge.
So I have a question followed by several different comments. I do think it was good. My first question is, can you please summarize what you're doing in 2 or 3 sentences?
That's my follow-up.
We're based on, okay, 2 or 3 sentences. I'll do it in one. We're building mobile apps, specifically mobile apps, to help low to moderate income consumers become more educated, informed, and empowered in this process so they understand how to apply their subsidies and their additional coverages under the ACA.
Okay, that should happen on your first slide.
Yes. Because now I love.
Because what it does is it frames everything. But before you start showing us anything else, it's very important. So I think that would be outstanding. I do like your presentation style. I think you should be confident. You don't feel that you have to read. I think that's important. I would say, sort of echo what Tara said. Usually they say 3 to 5, words, per bullet point. You could make those things very simple because the goal is that we look up and we see 2 or 3 things, and that we're not really focusing on that because we get it immediately that we're focused on you, and that whatever the key figures or facts are that you want to convey could be up on the screen. Also, I would say spend less time on the problem and more time on your product and the actual business model. Because you can say very simply that it's very complicated and lay out within 1 or 2 slides why it's complicated and why people are incapable of doing whatever they need to do to get the subsidies, and then move on. Because we're more interested in why is it a viable business, how are you going to defend off competitors. What you just mentioned, all these people are essentially potential partners. I think that's very helpful as well. I really do like the idea. I can't tell you, it took me a little while to really truly figure out exactly what it was. And your background, you're not an accountant, what were you?
No, so I did 8 years of federal state procurement, specifically selling software to government from the private sector. Then I did 1 year at OMB, so I know the folks that do the benefits.gov stuff at eGov. And I also work with the state of Maryland on their Medicaid expansion and their health insurance exchange setup, specifically on the Medicaid enrollment side.
That's what we're saying.
So
as
you
well.
want to.
Yeah, again, I was trying to condense in 6 minutes for a lot of content, and I didn't know what was going to be.
And it's the thing is, if you cut down on the problem and you throw that in, now you're a credible source. And wow, now I understand why you have these figures or how you have an understanding of them that's different than other people. And you just sort of launch full scale into the business and how you're going to.
And I will say, that one sentence that you just said, I was still searching in the end to figure out, like, what is it you're doing? And I know you showed the Google app, but I didn't connect it all, and it
Right,
said
so
that
that's like one of many things.
started that out for the next pitch you do, just pull it all in and have us understand it right away.
Just take a quick second to respond to these comments here. I was just trying to refine the focus as much as possible. I need to refine it even more because I have a product that addresses one general need of eligibility, and then an idea for a product prototype for something that's addressing this new emerging market for subsidies. So probably what I needed to do at the next stage is take out that stuff about that's not germane to this opportunity. It's going to cut out probably 30 or 40 seconds worth of material, and then I can do all that stuff up front.
Clearly,
And most people tend to set up milestones, and this is what I want to do. And so if you're saying, your MVP or whatever it is that you're going to start with is this, but your vision is something that's this. But right now, you can just really focus on that small sliver where you're going to enter the market and how you're going to get some sort of competitive advantage and why you're going to be able to make the money to then expand your service offering. Okay.
Thank you. All set. Thank you much.